you just look through the scintillating door, you're gonna see me there, just sitting on my own. I hear the people laugh, but I just check my clock. I've never been the best with mingle and small talk, and then I hear a crash behind my back. One glass of mulled wine rains down my jacket, then I see you blushing, and suddenly it's clear when I look at you that Christmas is here. You tell me, don't you think this place is looking crowded? And then you whisper in my ear, look, I'm not even...
So, finally the rain has stopped. Well, for a short respite. So I've got a bit of a dilemma I wanted to show you. So I'm putting on these battens now, and I've got to go up to the end of the roof there and put last felt on top. I'm having to watch where I'm walking because it's a little bit frosty on these boards here. Anyway, what it is it's me basically. It's my weight. So I'm nearly 17 stone, all right? And I know I don't look over 10, but you know, it's the video. Filming always makes you look bigger. Nah, that was a joke. But the thing is, with me climbing up on this roof, the French guys, they walk up these battens, and we're on a pitch of 48 degrees. So as you stand up, you want to fall back. It's a natural inclination because you're over the 45-degree mark. So you're always aware of leaning forwards, okay? But me being so heavy, these battens don't take my weight. All right, these are very thin battens. They're only about 15 mil thick by 45 wide. They're not like what we use in the UK, which is more like this. I'm going to show you this ladder here. I don't know if you can see that. This is a much thicker material, okay? This is 3/4 or 7/8 even by 2 inches or more, all right? And that's what we conventionally use in the UK, and we do a different battening system. Here it's a double batten system, so they have a batten up the roof and a batten across the roofs that way. And also you have to have 4 battens touching one tile, so the tile has to be sitting on 4 battens. It's a lovely system. It's a hook system, and I love it, and it's what the Europeans use a lot in Europe, okay? But my dilemma is I can't walk up and down conventionally on these rungs. So what I've done is, and I'm actually going to turn you around for this to show you. So here we go. So I use these little roof ladders, okay? And I made them short. This was one long one and it broke somewhere. Anyway, so I divided it into 2 and made it short so I could get to at least there, right? And let me just watch where I'm putting my feet when I'm walking. Well, let me show you. I'll take one off. So they're nice and easy to move. And what you do is you just put your battens on, double batten the top, and then you put a hook over batten. I don't know if that's conventional. I did that just for safety. So you can, look, you can lock it on and drop it in and it stays in position. So what I've got to do today, before I start this now, I've got to make 2 more of these, but they're going to be 2.6 meters long, which takes me up to somewhere up about there. No, takes me up to just over there, okay? And I can put them on, then start working up again, and then drop these smaller ones up to there to work off of them. So I'm going to make 2 of them first today. So I'll show you me doing that, and that will make it safe for me because the load is spread out over all the battens. Yeah, if I was 20, weighing 10 stone, I'd run up and down them all day, and as I did when I was a young man. I was never 10 stone, but I was always around about 12. Oh, to get back to them days, eh? Anyway, so yeah, I don't do that no more. So especially on a pitch roof like this, this is 48-degree pitch. It's very high pitch. It doesn't look it on the video, but if you stood up there, you'll want to tip back. You'll want to go backwards. It's a natural, the way your body is. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go down, gather some materials, some heavier batten, and make up these ladders. Okay folks, so simple roof ladder. Anyone can make this, it's really simple. Just to give you a few dimensions, 400, we're going millimetres, right? 400 in width, it's pretty standard. You want 2 by 1 batten at least, and your centres or your run, your treads if you like, will be set up 3 times the gauge of your roof. That's all I can say. I mean, every roof is different, and the reason is when you put your foot in, say this is the batten on the roof, okay, and they're hooked on, there's all battens underneath there all going there. What happens is on that pitch, your foot goes in there and sits on 2 battens at the same time. Okay, so when you're walking up, it's the same all the way. So it's about there roughly. If you can understand that, that's the only technical part of this. And then there's one other feature to take into account is your hook. So you put another batten on the back here, okay, and then you put a hook batten that hooks over. And what that does is, get me batten again, is that's the batten on the roof, and it hooks under there. Them battens up there are narrower. Let me find one actually and make it more realistic. Got one here. So these are the battens on the roof, okay, a lot thinner as you can see than these are. All right, and what happens is as you hook it over, that sits in there like that. And what that does is when you're walking up the ladder this end, if it bounces a bit, it stops this flipping off, because the downward trend is that way and the gravity is that way, so it hooks it, stops it bouncing off. All right, good little safety tip there for you guys. I haven't seen the French guys do it, but they probably do. But I've looked at their lads, they just lay them straight on the roof and they put them the other ends in the gutters, and I couldn't trust that, especially my weight. So I'll hook over, sit down on the top. On my big ladder, I've got one that goes all the way at the top to the bottom, and that's for when I'm doing the tiling, and that will sit on the tiles. But what I've got is I've got some I got given an old yoga mat and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it so it sits on the bottom of this all the way through, pin it round both sides, pin it on, and that will sit on the tiles and make a soft connection to the tiles, and I can walk up and down that when the tiles are going on and I'm continuously tiling past. Yeah, but anyway, there you go, roof ladder. Let's go and put the other one together, and then I can get up on the roof and do some work. So there we go, they're finished, them 2 ladders there. They ain't in their place yet because I've got to get a couple of more battens on with these ones up, and then I can hook them over and start moving upwards. So what will happen is these will be my runs up the roof, one end at both end, and then these little ones will go up here to do the work up the top there. You won't appreciate the pitch of this roof and the height from this camera, but you know it when you're up the top there anyway. And they're ready, so I'm pleased with them. And then I've got my big ladder here. I'm going to point you down the scaffold, right, and you can see that one, that wooden ladder there is the long roof ladder. It goes all the way to the top to the bottom, right, but that's a different one. That goes on the tiles as the tiles are going up, so I can move along on the tiles. These are a different, slightly different ladder. And there we go. So that's that job finished. Pleased with that. And the weather seems to be old enough. There's a bit of rain coming over there. Hopefully that will miss us. And I can carry on putting these battens on.
Okay, so I've now started filling in the stones up here, all the way along there, underneath the excuse me, floor joist. What I'm doing is I'm selecting stones, put them in situ just to make sure they'll fit, and obviously leaving enough space in between the stones to put the mortar. Then I take them off, put them up the top, and then start bedding in the stones. Let me go over here. Whoops. I have to fill in all up there as well, and then come all the way down, right down into that corner. We're leaving this here, we're not going to do anything with that, I'm just going to leave that. And then I have to also point all down here. I don't know if you can see because the ladder's in the way. That's quite a big space there as well. And then up here you can see just up there, there's some loose stones. They're ones that I've just laid in situ. So what I'll do is when I'm ready to point, I'll take each one out in order and then get it pointing. Then get it pointed, I should say, not pointing. But this is very important that I get these stones as tight as possible underneath the floor joist, because if you can imagine, there's going to be a lot of weight bearing down. So I've just got to consolidate all the stones, make the structure a bit more solid. I don't think it will come down. It's been standing probably 200 or 300 years. But I've started here because Budo is going to be removing all of this. So I don't really want to be pointing and then all coming down as well. So watch this space. Oh, I'm done now. It's getting a little bit dark, all dark to work in here. So I've just got that stone there on the right hand side to lay tomorrow, and then get a nice deep stone. I'll have to measure it just to go across, and then that bit's done. So then I'll move down to here. Okay, I just wanted to give you a quick update. I hope you can see this because it is quite dark in here. But I've reached right to the corner now. I just have to lay one large stone underneath the floor joist. I'm not worried if you can see the gaps in between. I'm not stoning right up to the actual floor itself because there'll be all insulation put in the back of there, and then obviously on the other side I will do the relaying the stones, but I'll probably double them up and come right back because that's obviously more important out the front. But so just got to do a big stone in the corner, which I've got in situ, then come down here and just relay some stones in there, and then ask my lovely assistant Budo to give me a hand just to drop this young man's board and move the bandstands. I'm just going to put that on the ground for now, and then, not sure if you can see there, I've got to restone or relay all the stones down then, and then I can do the pointing.
So okay folks, I just wanted to do a little follow-up video of the poo bricks I was making. If you go back to episode 188, I'm sure that's the one, yeah, and you saw me making a machine out of some metal scraps I found around the property to press poo bricks, so because we get an abundance of horse manure, wood chipping, shavings and all these things, yeah. Let me just show you one. These are all dry now, okay? And they burn lovely. But I wanted to show you the evidence of it, right? But I will say one thing, you can't start a fire with these. They will ignite, but they take a long time to get the heat in. What you need to do is use a bit of wood. Well, all I do is put 2 big logs in and build up a fire above it, light it from the top, let it burn down. Then when it gets up to a certain temperature, let me just show you. So when I get up to about between 300 and 400 on here, right, on the chimney, this little arrow goes up till it gets to there. That's a good burning heat for your wood burner. You don't really want to go in the red because you're really putting it under stress and that. So I keep it in that orange mark somewhere, right? As soon as it gets up to that orange mark, I then put these on, and they burn for ages. So I'm going to go through the process now. I'm going to show you me lighting it. I'll cut you off, wait till it gets up to temperature. I'll show you the temperature, and then we'll put this in and see how it burns. I've also got a thermometer reader, which is a little red light. You see it on the chimney there, stack, and I point that in there, and at the moment it's showing 52 degree, 52, is that Fahrenheit? Yeah, 52 Fahrenheit, right? Which is in degrees, let's have a look, 12.5, sorry about that. So, centigrade. So I'm going to light it now, get that going, show you that, get it up to the heat, like I said, put this block on, see how that burns and see what heat we get from it from this, right? And you'll be amazed, it's really good. And what we found is because we've been battling now probably 7 weeks of on and off of rain, but mainly rain. And it's really put us back in a lot of ways. Also in between that time we've been off to the UK and been in the UK for a little while. But we've been burning obviously logs and these bricks, and we're finding our log pile is hardly going down. I think we're going to use about half the amount we used last year, and we're just using free fuel. Free fuel, it's in abundance. This is in abundance for us. We're getting loads of these blocks. I've done loads of these in the summer. They're all perfectly dry now and ready to go. So let's get this started. Let me get the burner, the igniter. I'm having to kneel on a towel because I've got a bad knee as well, which don't help. Right, let's get this lit. So you can see that's going to ignite in a minute. I've just got to shut the door over so it doesn't light. Okay, so let that go and I'll bring you back in a minute. Got it about here somewhere. So that's been going for about four and a half minutes now. Hang on, yeah, 4.5 minutes. Okay, it's jollying along nicely, and it's already at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll tell you that because I know a lot of you Americans work in that, and we'll get it up to about 300 to 320, which will be on there in the orange. And then we'll put a block on. As you can see on the arrow there, we're just over 350 degrees, oh no, sorry, 350 Fahrenheit, which is 200 centigrade nearly. All right, we'll try and work on one or the other, Fahrenheit or centigrade anyway. And now you can see that's burning a treat in there. Okay, the heat's coming off of that is lovely now. The actual appliance will take a reading off the top. Hopefully you can see this. So we're around, yeah, 360-ish there, Fahrenheit, or 380 even. Yeah, and that's only been going for about 10 minutes now. And it's already warming up the room.
And the reason we're going down this road with the fuel bricks, the poo bricks I call them, is we will have 4 of these wood burners on the go now on very cold days around the house. Plus we have an Arga Rayburn, okay, cooker. And with these wood burners, we've got one downstairs. We're going to have one in the other, the dining room and the other side of the house when that gets done, and this one, and then there'll be one in the workshop for me. And we'll be using quite a lot of fuel up through the winter, very cold months. So, you know, it could be a month of cold weather and you use a lot more. But what I'm going to do now, before that runs away with us, that's already got up to 400, look. Okay, I'm going to throw one of these blocks on now, down here. So, let's open the door gently, so you don't suck all the smoke in the room. We'll put one of these on the top there, okay. You can see it's in there, burning away slowly. I'll shut the door. I'm just going to turn the vent down a little bit. We go all the way home and then come back 2 turns. Right, and the time, if you can see that, it's 5:05. And we'll see how long that block burns for, because it's got intense flame on it as well. Right, we'll see how long it lasts, and I'll just keep periodically checking the temperature. It sort of rounds off at around 400 or just over. Yeah. I'm only showing you this really just to give you a conclusion to where we got to from when we made the bricks to now, as quite a few of you asked for that, and hopefully you'll get to watch it. Okay folks, so we're still at 400, okay. We're now 15 minutes in. Is it 15, 20 minutes? 15, 20 minutes, I can't remember, is it 5 past or whatever? And the brick is still intact. Oh, that's getting hot. Don't want to touch that too much. But you can see there was a lot of heat coming out there now. All right, you can see that the brick is staying intact, and it does stay intact for quite a long time. And I was, if you remember, when I made these bricks, I doubled them up to make them more dense. And I think that was a good move, because they definitely work. You know, that's burning hot. The flame has died down, but the intense heat within the brick is getting good now, yeah? And that will go on for a little while longer. So we'll bring you back again in about 15, 20 minutes and see how we're getting on then. Yeah, let me just shut out, ouch. That gets hot. The room's really warmed up already as well. Okay, that's burning down well, but it's still intact. Let me open the door. Ouch. Just wear a glove, really. But you can see that's intact. Let's look at the time. We are now nearly half hour on since I last spoke to you. And the temperature, we've noticed, it's dropping a little bit, but it's I like to maintain it between 300 and 400, okay, and that's a good burn. That keeps the chimney clean. Probably over 400 is better, but it's dropping down. But we realised why that shouldn't drop down. That should stay around about 400. Is that I'm not adding no more fuel. I'm not adding no more small bits of wood or logs or anything. I'm just working on this one poo brick that's on its own. Ordinarily we might put 2 in there, and you know, we're 10 minutes off an hour of that burning, and it's still intact. Let me get a look, so you can see that. Look, I'm turning it over, still red hot underneath. It's intact, it's not breaking up, and that will burn all the way through into a powder in the end. So I think what I'll do now, I'll wait till the end until it's a powder, or nearly, and then we'll work out the timing and what sort of heat we had out of it. So folks, I'm going to call time on it now, and I'll show you in a minute. I'll bring you in and show you the reason why. Okay, so as you can see, it's just dropping out of the orange. And this is because I'm not adding fuel, I'm just going on the actual brick that's in there, okay? So we're now, what we're now on, hang on, let's just check the time. So we're now 6:30. So we've virtually been going for an hour and a half. And let's have a look how this brick's faring up. Ouch. So it's still looking good. Let me just get the poker. Right, sorry about that, will camera work? So you can see, look, it's still intact. I can break it up. Hang on, I will break it up. Okay. Ordinarily, see, I'd be adding fuel now and letting it cook up to the full temperature I'd want and keep it at 400 roughly or just under. But there you go, that brick, I believe that would burn probably for 2 to 2.5 hours, but at least 2 hours. So if I'm putting on over a 3-hour period, sorry, maybe 6-hour period even, that's only 3 of those bricks. But we don't do it like that. We add a bit more wood, little bits of wood and the odd log and a couple of those. And that really gets it cooking lovely. But anyway, I hope that gives you some information on how, let me just shut this over, because I don't want to start burning in the yellow. It's too cool. We want to be up there 350 to 400. And that's a little note for you guys who have log burners. Get that little reader on your chimney and keep it around there. And that's the most efficient burning. Keeps your chimney clear of tar and burns the wood efficiently. But I hope you got something out of that, everyone. And we are well pleased with these bricks. And you can see, look, I brought 4 up. Still got 3 to go. So for this evening, I'm going to go back downstairs now. Tracy's making a lovely Hungarian goulash for us. So I'm going to eat that. I'm going to put a few more bits of wood on this fire and let that burn up a bit more, I mean. I know it weren't scientific, but I was trying to do it as best I can for you so you could see the results of that machine I made. Anyway, on to the next thing.
Welcome everybody, and
No, start again. Buddy, you said. Start again.
do that.
Don't do that. Go on.
You'll be off that
Ready,
stool
1,
in a minute.
2,
1, 2,
3.
3. Welcome everybody.
Hello everybody, welcome and a Merry Christmas
Merry
to you all.
Christmas to you all, and we would just like to take this moment to say a big thank you to you all for all your support on YouTube, all your wonderful comments through the year, your support on GoFundMe, also on Buy Me a Coffee. and especially to all our patrons.
Yeah, certainly. Just going to have a little drink to you all. Me and Trace, just not
little?
too much because it's a bit early in the day yet. But I like a nice Glenfiddich 12-year-old single malt whiskey. Lovely.
I don't actually drink whiskey, only in Budo's homemade Irish coffees. But I've got slow gin here, which Budo made a couple of years ago for me. But I will say I have not drunk all that.
No, that honestly, that was me and Adam drunk that.
Yeah, and Adam drank it. So
well, let's say cheers to him.
Hold on, Budo.
And it's been a good year, really. We've got a lot done.
Hasn't it gone quick?
It's gone very quickly,
Wow.
yeah. And also, what we've found is the last half of this year has been very testing for us because of the weather. But anyway, let's toast to them. Here's to everyone that's watched us.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, my darling.
Merry Christmas,
And
Budo.
and toast to everyone to say thank you for following along and supporting us, especially like Tracy said.
Lovely.
That's good stuff.
I got to make dinner yet.
Well, yeah, but especially, you know, those who supported us and the GoFundMe, the patrons and buy me coffees.
Yeah, buy me coffees. But you
Been great.
You have something to say, don't you, Budo?
Yes, it's my bad, right? Okay, so we moved over to a members page on YouTube. Didn't understand the concept of it all fully, and I'm no excuses. It's my bad. So what I've done is I took all the videos off and gave them all to the members only, and that's not the right way to do it. I know that now, and so what we're going to do is it's an experiment. We're learning, okay? So all the videos is there for everyone to watch again, but what we are going to do, and we would encourage people to join our members page, is we're going to do 1 or 2 special videos a month for them only, and they will never go up on YouTube. They'll always be for members only.
Yeah. So
and that's the only way we can go forward on that.
And also, if you want those little perks, and if you go on our members page, which is on the home page of our channel, you'll see where it says join. It's quite straightforward to follow, but you'll see all the different perks that you'll get, and that's what you will still get as well. So on that note, Budo,
we'll call the video an end today.
Yep.
Looking forward to the new year.
Yep.
Especially with you.
Oh.
Anyway.
How many years have we been together?
Don't tell them.
Give me a cuddle. 45
don't
years.
Anyway, thank you, and we'll see you all on the next one.
Cheers.